You know, usually people complain about a real estate deal when they get the worst end of it. You came out of this smelling like a rose.
Logan, I was played for a fool. Can't you see that?
Oh, you thought there was something fishy about this the first time that you heard it was selling for $65,000.
Well, look, the real estate agent said it was a distress sale. I mean, hell, everybody said, don't look a gift house in the mouth.
Right, I'd have signed those papers faster than you did.
Well, I wouldn't. Not if I knew the house was going to cost me $100 grand.
No, it's not bird feed.
Hey, you realize that if that real estate agent hadn't come around, offered me $125, I never would have put two and two together and gotten the truth? Hell, Logan. What really bothers me is April. April conspiring with Margot behind my back. And that was going to be their little secret.
She didn't do it to hurt you.
Maybe Margot just convinced her that I was never going to be able to afford to buy her the kind of house that she wanted her daughter to become accustomed to. So she decided to take care of her baby herself.
Maybe, I mean, just maybe, Margot was trying to do something nice for her daughter and her son-in-law. You live in that house, too.
Now, what is this? Why doesn't anyone agree with me?
Look, if the place bothers you that much, why don't you just get rid of it, huh? Put it on the block and sell it. I'll give you $66,000.
Thanks, sport. No, that'd be just cutting off my nose to spite my face.
Right.
And besides, it just hurt April.
So, you're the owner of a $100,000 home.
And I am going to be the owner, too. The sole owner.
30 years from now, when you finally pay off the mortgage.
Yeah. The bank's not the only person I owe. I'm going to pay Margot back for what she did, Logan.
What are you going to do, take in laundry on the side?
Heck, I don't care how hard or how long I have to work. I'm going to make sure I don't owe her 1 red cent.
Sounds like you could use a few extra clients.
Sure could. If you know any floating around, send them over to me.
Matter of fact, I do know a person who could use your services. He's not very rich and his problem is not that complicated.
Who is it? What do I have to do?
It's me.
You? What could I do to help you?
I've got a little litigation you could handle for me. I want to adopt Jamey. It's an idea I've been kicking around for a while. I'd like to get started on it.
Jamey is your son.
Not legally.
Got a point there.
There's a handful of people that know he's my natural son. When he was born, Raven was still married to Kevin, so as far as the law is concerned, he's Kevin's child. I want to stake my claim to that boy.
Well, as Raven's husband, for all intents and purposes, you are the kid's father.
What if something unforeseen happens to Raven? Jamey ends up in a foster home while we iron out the red tape. I want to make sure that that can't happen.
Yeah. Well, when you marry a single parent, I mean, adoption's relatively simple. It involves nothing but a lot of paperwork.
But a good lawyer doesn't
represent himself, right?
Exactly. Besides, I'm trying to be district attorney and run an election campaign. There's not enough hours in the day as it is.
Wait till November's over.
I want to do it now. You shouldn't complain. There'll be that big fat fee. You'll be $7.36 closer to paying off Margot.
Yeah, right. Every little bit helps.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Logan, is something wrong?
Wrong how?
Sudden desire of yours to adopt Jamey. Is it because... Hell, never mind.
That's okay. I mean, if you're thinking it's because Raven is not a candidate for the Mother of the Year award, you're right.
Look, I don't know anything about that.
The hell you don't. Why do you think she's always pushing Jamey off on you in April?
No, it doesn't require much of a push.
I think we just have to face the fact that the novelty is worn off. Yeah, she's not interested in the goo-goo gaga diapers phase of being a mother. You want to hear a horror story? I came in late from work the other night, and the only person there to greet me was Jamey. Raven had gotten bored, so she went to a movie.
You mean that kid was there all by himself?
She couldn't get a sitter, so she figured he'd be all right for a couple of hours. You know, he could read a book, maybe even write a short story. You know how creative babies are these days. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be complaining about my wife in public.
Look, I'll start the adoption proceedings right away.
Thank you.
We could do some preliminary work tonight.
No, not in that big of a hurry.
Okay, have you talked to Raven about this?
No, haven't mentioned it yet.
Maybe you should. I'm sure you're aware that you can't adopt Jamey without her consent.
Has your friend left yet?
Yeah, could I have some more coffee in the check?
Sure.
Thank you.
Mr. Swift. I know you must be terribly busy, but would you mind if I joined you for a moment?
I'll be my guest.
Thank you. I did stop by at your office, and they told me I'd find you here. I won't take up too much of your time, but it is important.
Well, how can I help you, Miss...
Allbright.
Allbright.
Sarah Allbright, and it's how I can help you, Mr. Swift.
Well, I'm all ears.
Well, I've read an awful lot about you recently in the newspapers, and I think you've done a smashing job as district attorney.
Thank you.
There's no doubt in my mind that you deserve to win a full term of office in November. The reason for this intrusion is because I want to help you to win that election.
Well, if you'd like to volunteer to work on the campaign, that'd be splendid. I'll give you the number of my campaign manager.
I have some advice for you, Mr. Swift.
Oh.
Invaluable advice.
Well, I'm all ears.
I know how important a stable home life is to a politician.
Oh?
It's about your wife, Mr. Swift. I'm here to warn you to keep a closer eye on her activities. She's doing things you really ought to know about. Do I make myself clear?